All right, let's get this puppy started. Whoops. It's 10:25 a.m. Sunday, July 24th. Excuse me, trying to wake up here. Sometimes when I used to make these videos with my first channel that I deleted, getting in a fight with Google and a bunch of idiots, the communist factor here. It's all across the world now, but that's okay. Their ending is already written. I used to call it Coffee Talk. It's a triple double espresso with 2 Chowa teas in it. It's like a metaphysical boilermaker. Chowa tea, CHO, and then after that a WA. It's an old Chinese recipe for tea that actually helps your energy flow together. It's natural ingredients for your body that helps them work in sync. What really works good with that is shungite, as your energy is flowing. Then ammonite helps your energy release from the body, yada yada. If you go to thespiritualfoundation.com, and forget about spending a penny, just go there, look at the different stones, and what I tell you about them, you're going to learn a lot about stones. The energy, the different stones and the energies they have and how they work with your body. You know, people, these people, like you've heard me say, if you watch me much, you know, you go to a stone store, they get out like Judy Hall's Stone Bible 1 or 2 and all this other stuff, and you connect with the celestial beings, you can make your money grow, you can, you know, it's insane. Your body comes from the earth. Stones come from the earth. The energy inside stones. Stone is the body. This earth is the body. On this planet, we call her Gaia. Excuse me. And her energy is in stone. So different stones have different textures, composition, and because of that, her energy coming out of it releases different frequencies, just like the pineal in your body. Your pineal releases different frequencies, so that you can see multidimensionally. The scanner is really good for this dimension and one above, one below, seeing, knowing, and understanding. Works really good with the solar plexus as well as everything else. And the heart just reach out and feels everything everywhere. Also, book 3 of the Creation series, you'll find it. We have them, but they're all packed up. Dan is just a couple of weeks from being out of here. Excuse me, and being back in Spain. Coffee break. So anyway, that's one thing that's important for you to understand, is the truth about what's going on. What stones are, why they have an effect on you, those of you that can feel it, why some people can't. It's harder for the solar plexus to feel it, and the heart can feel things better, but then the pineal actually feels things the best through everything. Our energy goes in and out of the fingertips and then the palms of our hands. It's just, if you literally make up your mind, if you just simply understand that your energies, that you're metaphysical, that you are a sentient energy being, spirit, that's the battery inside a body, and you flow through the body, you literally go like this, you make a ball. Okay? I have a ball there. When you do that, usually you feel a little warmth in your hands. It's subtle. Your hands don't catch on fire. We're so used to things impacting us so hard in the physical world that we don't understand the lighter things of things, which is the truth, who we actually are. Do this to make us feel, and make the energy ball. Know your energy is in there. You can feel it. And then if you take your fingers and don't let them touch, but you kind of make like a hand, like a pecking hand, but you do it. You take your energy and you compress it. You see the sphere, and you compress it into a smaller end, and then you can actually go like this, really slow, and pull your hands out. You feel that pressure, tingling, or heat, or all of them in your hands. That's you. That's you. It's coming out of the body. Okay? You can do that and go behind someone, and then just come forward like this, and go. When you go through their head, they're gonna go like that. They'll make a little twitch sound when you do it. Way you can check that for yourself is if you have a camera, you can set it like a camcorder. You set it up with a person in a chair and it looking right at you, and you be behind the person, but then you turn while it's rolling, make sure it's set up, and then you turn the monitor around so they can't see, and then you go behind them, and then when you go through their head, you're going to see a little twitch, and then you go back and look at it, you'll see it. If you don't feel the warmth, tingling, and everything else in your fingers, then you haven't made the rod. Just practice on yourself, and you'll see it. And those of you that have been cranked up, you do that, and people are like, well, what was that? Blood doesn't come running down your nose. Your head doesn't explode. It's very soft and subtle. Okay, what I want to talk about today, and I'll try to stay on track as much as I can, but metaphysics is everywhere and everything, and there's so much that everyone's not aware of that I float around a lot. It's like a few friends of mine have said, Jay, you usually get back to what you were saying, but sometimes you just kind of fall off the track. The feel does come out of me. I'm everywhere, and I have like a shut-off valve where I don't disconnect, but it's like a filter, like the one that goes over your head. I have that. I use that for to keep the field from overloading my conscious mind. All of you can do incredible things, but when you're in the body, that conscious mind is a severe limiter. It's like trying to run a million volts through a small wire that normally goes to a speaker in a house. Of course, now everything is wireless, but like a very small wire. That little wire is only going to move so much. So let's talk about, I want to talk about the other side. If you weren't concerned about things, if you didn't know inside that there's some truth to what I'm saying, if you were brought to me, brought to my words, not me, but the words, the information, you already know that something's wrong. And it's always been wrong. So what's up with that? There's things happen to you constantly that say, how could a loving God, how could a God let that happen to me? How could the universe allow this to be in my life? How could the universe allow this to happen to me? Isn't there anyone on the other side that really gives a shit? Answer, no, to all of the above. There is no God. What people call God, and believe it or not, what they will call the devil, was the same being, same two beings, the two halves, male and female half of the original first being. So, and it's dead. So much for that. Now, what people call the universe, they can't see the second dimension. What's going on over there, the other side. So you need to call something, right? And when I say they can't see it, there's no shortcoming of theirs. People, you were made not to be able to see any of that. You were made to be isolated from the truth of what's really going on. Otherwise, you would have seen the original first being and their servants called angels when they do something positive, and demons when they do something negative. Same thing, same being. You were made not to be able to see them, so you didn't know what was going on. If you were in a body and you could see the other side, and you knew how you were being abused, oh, you'd be pissed. Just like when I wake people up, a lot of them say, God damn it, Jay, I'm so sick of this shit. I see it, and I'm like, welcome to the club. It's not a horrifying thing to have to deal with, but it makes you realize for the first time in your lives, not your life, your lives, that you're being abused, and you always have been. Well, now that the nasty stuff is gone, the nasty controlling stuff is dead on the other side, it's all dead. 99% of it. How come things are still so crappy? Why don't I get the help that I deserve to have a decent life from the other side? Or from the universe, whatever you want to call it. People, when you say the universe, whatever, you're talking about the other side, the second dimension. So why doesn't anyone in the second dimension help me? It's because they're sick. Creation's been around a long time. Excuse me. In the very beginning, the original first being, halves, both the halves. First thing that ever happened was the original first being was created in the first dimension, just happenstance. Energies coming together and creating sentient energy or spirit. And then it got crazy being lonely, and it was 27.5% lower frequencies anyway, so it separated itself into two slightly different parts, creation of male and female. And then after a short amount of time, they decided they wanted more company, not just each other. So then they went ahead and pulled out a third of their energy. This is all in book one. And then reached out and went into that energy, pulled out over 90% of the lower frequencies, and put it in a separate, like a ball. They put it in a separate field. They had already created the angel they call Lucifer. He's the first protector. He's never done a damn thing wrong. They created him to be like a warden over this negative energy, to protect them and everyone else from it. Not that the negative energy could hurt them, but over time they could have been an issue. So those negative things were never allowed to have lives, except every once in a while when you get your quote-unquote Antichrist, kind of a bad joke. Anyway, that's what they're known as on this planet. From your Christian religion, all religions are fake, false, full of crap. Anyway, so all this being said, sorry, it's like I was talking to my friend Brett the other day, and he said that you're going to meet him on Metaphysically Speaking. This video is going on both channels, JRSX and Metaphysically Speaking. But like Brett and I, when we were talking, Brett said, Jay, I've never, it's been so long since I've seen you have this kind of energy. I can put energy into my body to do something, and I get help on the other side right now from one of my daughters, from Lily and I. Her name is Ellie. And but when I get all cranked up, that's me, my energy, and I'm annoyed I'm both annoyed and frustrated with the way creation's always been. Annoyed and then frustrated with the fact I've had to keep having lives to get stronger so I could eventually destroy the creation they made, but only the parts of it that needed to go, and protect the rest. So that's always left me frustrated. I couldn't do it, and now I'm in the body trying to get out and I can't, but I'm going. It's happening. So anyway, original first being only created you to abuse you, put you in physical bodies. That's why they created this physical dimension. The third dimension is the only dimension in creation that's physical. The rest of them are not. They're energetic. The only physical dimension in creation, in all of creation, is this one we're living in, the third dimension. The truth of creation is metaphysical, not physical. Physical is a teeny part of it. That's one reason for this, what do you call it, podcast coming soon, called Metaphysics. I don't know when I'm going, when I finally get free of this and start doing everything that needs to happen, but I'd like that to happen before I leave. If not, it'll happen anyway, but it's important for you people to be able to see things happen, to experience it yourself, and to see it happening. On this metaphysics podcast, some of the people on there, including myself, when we have you as a call or whatever, it'll come up. Frank Zoo's handling all that stuff. He works really hard at this stuff, and he's very intelligent. He knows how to do it. But we'll go into you, touch your pineal, and you'll actually feel it. You don't have to be on the program. You can be an email. Just send in an email, and if we can get to you, because there's going to be a lot coming in, but if we can get to you, then we'll hit you. It doesn't matter where you are. I've cranked up ETs all over the universe. It doesn't matter. The FBI since it was 2011, April of 2011, and I never had to go look at this. April of 2011 is when they named me the Freak. But they have no idea. So y'all are like these, when I see you and who you are, your spirit, you're like these beautiful sedans, Ferraris, driving around, and me, I'm a big earth mover, like a huge dump truck or something. I'm just huge. I don't have the finesse and everything that y'all have. I wasn't created for that. I was created by the original two halves of the first being to be their protector, to protect them, the creation that they made, and then, make everything submit to their will. So as soon as I agreed to that, as soon as I started having a few lives, I figured out real quick, okay, this submitted stuff, nah. They're always afraid of something else coming out of the first dimension where sentient life is actually created, something else coming out and being strong enough to beat them up. So they wanted to make me and give me lives right away to make me start getting stronger and stronger, and they made me as strong as they could. But after the first life, I found out, okay, that's this part 3 about the submission of other stuff. Nah. Something comes out, I told them, something comes out of the first dimension, I'm going to sit down with them and, the best way to explain what I told them is to tell you in current terms. It's like if something else comes out of the first dimension, I'm not going to, attack it or bother it. I'm going to say, yo, what's happening? Let's have a beer. I'm not, I don't hardly ever drink anything anymore. I don't want to. But anyway, so all that changed. The idea here, I want you to understand, is this God thing is just the original first being halves, or was. It's dead now. It created the third dimension to put you in physical bodies and abuse the crap out of you. You're a spirit, sentient energy. You don't belong in something physical like this. Neither do I. It's abnormal to us. It is not normal. It does not feel good. Most everybody's running around so unaware of what's really going on, who they really are, most importantly, and that they don't belong in a physical body. Now, could you first off understand that as you're moved out of the physical body, when the body dies and you come out, you call it ascension, whatever you want, the body's death, your spirit's freedom, you call it ascension, whatever you want, doesn't matter. It's the thought process that matters. And so imagine you come out and you're back on the other side with everybody. You know everybody, and you've forgotten all about them because you were in a physical body with having to work with a conscious, with a physical brain and the consciousness of it, which is just, it's stupid. Again, energy flow. It's like the wire, the energy, the size of the wire that goes into your house to feed the house electricity. Imagine running that through a teeny little wire. Okay, you can only put so much through there. The bodies are made not to pop and explode, but it's a limiter. It's like there's a valve right there, so you can only do so much. There's not actually a valve. It's just a teeny piece of you put in that body. But when the body dies, you come out and you rejoin yourself. So why doesn't anyone care on the other side? Well, the original first being's dead. They never gave a damn about you anyway. The universe itself, the universe is literally a body of, it's an energetic field with physical mass in different shapes and sizes, and electromagnetic energies, which kind of puts things in sync. That's why, depending on your energy, who you actually are, that's why you're born in what body, in what place, on what day. It's synchronicity with the flow of energy in the universe, keep everything going pretty natural. That's another job of the field. I've never told anyone, explained it like that to anyone before, so I want you to have all the information you can have. I want to do everything I can for you till I finally get home, and then I'll take care of everything. Wait till you see what I can do. And it's not for me. It's like, wow, great, Jay. No, it's enjoy. It's for you. None of this is for me. All I want is to get out of here and go to work. I'm a janitor that's got a broom closet and utility closet that's locked, and no one gave me the key. I can't get into it. I can't do what I was made to do. That's all I want. That's all Lily wants. We want to care for everyone and everything. So, without having wants of our own other than everyone being happy. That's the only way you have an alpha that can actually run things well for everyone. In a form of equality, smooth flow throughout creation. Like the energy coming out of Shungite. Best Shungite's from Russia too. It's just letting Shungite helps your energies flow together, not as one single frequency, but as one group of equally flowing, basically equally flowing frequencies. So the universe can't care because it's an energy field that's not sentient, but it has sentient beings within it. Book 1 of the Creation series, it'll tell you everything you need to know about the different types of energy, how it all started, who you are, where you came from. You won't find out about any of that from anyone else unless they got it from me. Now, no whoopie-doo Jay. I'm just telling you because I'm the only thing that was strong enough to bring you this information, even while in the body being hammered and attacked by the other side, trying to get me to stop doing it. But no, that's not how it goes. That's not what I'm here for. And this is the last life I'll ever have. It's the last life any of you will ever have in a physical body. But you all have lives in the new energy bodies. I'm going to have a video about that soon. About what it's like. So anyway, when you do go, the body passes and you go home, speaking of, and you're your natural self again, there's no pain. There's no timeline to do something. You don't have to sleep, eat, nothing. You just go where you want, when you want, do what you want. The only thing that that is controlled for the other side is part of me out there does that now, and it actually there's a mass of people, of beings. I call them people, but there's a mass of beings that's around this planet in the second dimension that are of higher frequencies. There's a massive group of beings that are lower frequencies, and they're located around Miranda, the first moon off of Uranus. Okay? People who are really high frequency, they're not allowed to go there. And people that are low frequency are not allowed to go to the high frequency group because it causes unrest. So they're separated. The truth, that's what this being called Lucifer, that's his job, but right now he's sleeping. So it was both his request and I understood it was my need to put him to sleep. There's a little piece of him running around helping where he can, but he's exhausted trying to keep things calm on other planets. When you pass out of the body, he puts you to the place where you go. High frequency, low frequency. He was the first protector in creation. He and I get along really well. As a matter of fact, Archangel Michael, he and I are very, very close. He's out running around doing what he can here and there, but he's just not big enough to split himself up all over creation and help everyone he can. That's my job. I'm the dump truck. So now everyone on the other side that's there now, all the big nasty stuff is gone. I've killed it, period. Okay, so let's just forget it. I just said that. Okay, they're gone, whatever. Okay, they went pop and they disappeared. So everything should be fine, right? No, it's not. There's a major problem over there. Everyone's been abused for 2.8 quadrillion Earth years. 2,800 trillion Earth years. That's how long everything's been abused. Now, on the other side, time doesn't flow quite like it does here. Time is basically a synchronicity of events, a synchronic flow, whatever, of events. Help me with the words. But it's a flow of events in order. So in that way, time's the same everywhere. But like because of the size of the planet and everything, when you're home on the other side, when you look at what's happening right now, you see like a couple days before, a couple days ahead. If you're really strong, you see a couple weeks ahead, a couple weeks behind, whatever. But we see things differently. The actual day or time frame we work with is expanded when you're not yourself. When you are yourself and you're not in a body. Excuse me. So they've been so abused for so long. They're still beautiful, compassionate beings, but they've been beat to crap. Everything has. So, and there are good people over there, trust me, but the vast majority is nasty, and the good people that are there, the source animal essence and stuff, I'm calling them people, but the beings, they can't get around. And honestly, the main event right now is get me the hell out of here so I can do it. I'm the dump truck. I'm the earth mover. I don't mean planet Earth mover. I mean, those great big dump trucks that they put all that stuff in. The tires are twice as big as a person. That's what I mean by earth mover. On the other side, I refused to believe it at first. When I was first told by a part of my own energy in 2009 when I woke up, he said, you're the destroyer. And I said, no, I'm not. I create, I serve, I care for. He goes, you're the destroyer. That's how you're known on the other side. And somehow I knew there's truth to what he was saying, but I refused to accept it. And the more I kept getting attacked, the more I started waking up, the more I started remembering the way it's always been on the other side. So I told the original first beings they needed to leave the physical bodies alone because they were now part of creation, because they exist. Even though they need a battery, which is spirit, sentient energy, to run them, to make them alive, they still had rights. And like I said it again this life, and the original first being female said, no, they don't. And the male looked at me and goes, no, they're whatever we want to use them for. And I'm like, so anyway, why does it seem like no one cares? It's because they don't. The other side needs to heal, just like this one. When I'm free, there's going to be a lot of destruction, but it's going to be controlled more than you think. There's a lot of people that I'm going to literally just take out of body. So a lot of them destroy while they're in the body. And that's because they're nasty and there's no place for them in creation anymore. Or they're old and tired and sick and need to go home. Or they're so freaked out from the abuse they've been put through, and it's not like a deficiency on their part. They've just been through so much that they're way past their limit of being able to put up with it, and they're rattling apart. They got to come home and heal. I have to take care of them. I can't do this when I'm stuck here. You notice an increase in volume in my voice? I'm not trying to sell you something. It pisses me off. You will see what I am. I don't have a GoFundMe page. Everything is so much more than what you think it is. It's starting with yourselves. It hurts. I can't show you. I'm sorry I can't. I'm limited. When you're in a body, you can't hardly see or do anything. People would say, well, Jay, your source, the strongest thing there is, according to you. Well, why can't you do anything? I'm source. Every frequency that you've ever seen, plus about 48 point something % of other frequencies that have never even expressed themselves, that's what I am. I'm the strongest damn thing there is anywhere. Now, when you're in a body and your source, you start bonding with the body because all frequencies that exist, including the body and everything else, they're part of what you are as spirit, as energy. So guess what? You start bonding with it. The more energy that you put forth, the stronger you make the bond, the stronger the super glue. And then you have everything on the other side doing everything they can to go inside through the upper crown, middle crown, lower crown, into the hypothalamus, and to take control of me if I try to get myself out of here. Which has happened, 5 times? They don't want me coming out crazy. So now all of them are set aside, done with, frozen, killed, destroyed, whatever. Now it's just, right now it's Ellie and Alana working with others. And this body's just dying on its own, just waiting. They do what they can to help it. There's only so much they can do. But anyway, when I do get out, you'll see. I'm taking away those that are hurt. I'm taking away those that are suffering. I'm taking away those that are the abusers. That's coming viciously. You'll see it. You will see it. And then you say, you know that old tired fart? Yeah. I'm starting to think there's some truth in what he used to say. This is about all of you. It has nothing to do with me other than the fact that I'm the speaker that the words come out of. That's all that matters. Everything I take in, I give away. All of it. So people think sometimes I have all this money, but those that know me, they know I don't. I don't have $1,000 to my name. It's my responsibility and it's my joy. It's my reason for being. It's my creational format to serve and take care of others. And when I'm free of this body, I will show you. That's why I can go into people and do the things I do with my energy. It's not spirit. There's no intelligence behind it. It's all energy. Yep, 86 on the coffee. What's going to happen on the other side soon, as soon as I get home, I'm going to, every time excuse me, loud snap. Every time I go to have a life, right before I go in, I take Lily and I take her and I put her to sleep, put her in a protective shell, whatever you want to call it, or nothing can penetrate it except for the strongest part of what I am. And then I put it in, just make a dimension and put her in it. And she stays there until I come out of the body. There's no way to get her out until then. And when Lily's out and I get the chance to freshen her up and start getting everything together, you're going to feel more love in the field than you've ever felt before. The field's going to be so much stronger. Since I started having lives, our Melius, this being, is now dead, except for teeny little pieces of him. He kept taking energy from me. I came from the very heart of him in the very beginning. They pulled me out, and Lily the same with Lilith, and then they made me to be the destroyer, their destroyer, whatever, their weapon, and then Lily, loving Mother Energy. I'm made of love too. We're both made of love and fortitude more than anything else. And Armelius kept taking energy from me when I was in the body, and I couldn't hardly stop him. He even tried to do it this life when I had to start creating the field after killing the original first being halves. May 23rd, 2013. It was just a couple of weeks after that I realized that everything was wrong. I was looking at what's wrong, and there's no field anymore. If you go back and look at that time, people who call themselves psychics and stuff, they're actually metaphysical practitioners, but whatever. A word is only a means of communication. Anyway, they'll tell you back then everything was screwed up. They couldn't do good work or nothing. That's because everything goes through the field. It's there to serve. It's not just my job, it's my honor, it's my pleasure. I'm really frustrated I can't get there. Anyway, so you're all going to be able to you're going to feel the field that's so much different with, I am the field. The field comes from me. I'm not the field. The field is part of me. And Lily will be flowing all through the field too. You're going to feel love, strength, power, compassion, happiness, joy. Happiness is soft and easy, got a reddish tint to it, and joy has got actually like a light purple to it, with the frequencies of happy to it. The stronger you get, the more you'll see about the auras and the colors behind the that are emitted by the energies. It's a byproduct of the different. Each frequency has a byproduct that's a color aura. The stronger you get, the more you'll see. Book 3 too. I've got all the different auras and all the different auric expressions of the major frequencies. If you really want to understand what's going on and you have the money, it's not extremely expensive, but it's not $5 either. $20 to me is a lot of money. Buy books 1, 2, and 3 of the creation series that I wrote for you, and just read one at a time. You can jump around, and all it's going to do is confuse you because this information is hard. Starting with the first book, the series, when I wrote it, the editor who just happened to be editing my work because the rest of the people under her were busy, she actually called me up at the house, and she was from CreateSpace, and she said, "Jay, I wanted to talk with you about your book." And I said, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Is something wrong?" I thought I didn't follow some guidelines or something. She goes, "No. I've been reading ever since I was 5 years old, a little girl, and I've read just about everything there is. Do you realize that there's nothing anywhere that has the information in it that you're putting out? What your words, they're not found anywhere." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I didn't go through the whole schlemiel. I'm the only one that could bring you the truth because I'm strong enough to get my ass kicked and keep going. Timex comes to me for energy. What is it? Timex takes a lick and keeps on ticking. Timex watches. I've had the metatarsal bones in the top of my left foot broke twice while I was sleeping. I don't even have when I used to use the bed, which is many, many years ago. I have to sleep in a chair now because I have to drain when I'm resting. I don't even have the foot, the footboard on the bed. There's nothing to kick. I just, boom, it cracked. I woke up and then it started swelling. A son of a... Okay, I gotta cut this short. Starting to shut down. Okay, so anyway, what I'm trying to tell you, people, is you're awesome. There is something that cares, that's going to take care of you. Just let me get out of here and wait till you meet Lily. There's no more loving being in creation. I'm not saying you can't love as much as Lily. She's better than you. Get this better than you thought out of your head. It's put on you. Your parents, their parents, their parents, because the original first being servants, angels or demons, depending on what they did, they go inside your head. They go down into the upper crown, middle crown, lower crown, right into the hypothalamus. And they tell you you are a turtle. You will literally crawl on all four and you look for water. They tell you you must put your face through that door. Your head's going to hit that door hard, and you will knock over anyone and anything in your way. That's how they ran you. That's how they made religions. That's how they made everyone religious. And even though they're all gone, the original first being male and female and their servants, they're all dead, except for just a few little servants. it doesn't matter. You've already been trained to be like that. It's like the lack of a compassion on the other side. The beings are compassionate, but they're all corroded and just, coated with crap. It's, again, my voice raises. It's wrong. I'm frustrated. I can't do a thing about it yet. I'm telling you, Lily and I are going to fix this. And we're going to do it with compassion. And if you're a good person, when I say good person, you're someone who doesn't go after other people, and you're really high amount of lower frequencies, you have your own place that I've already made for you, where you can have a life that's you'll be content with. I won't say you'll be happy with, because when you're lower frequencies, there's no happiness, and you don't want it. It's not part of you. Plus, if you want to change and get lighter, to happier, and get these energies, these compassion, just if you want to change and have that, I can take frequencies from the first dimension, put them in you, and bada boom, bada bing, there you are. I can turn you from 97% to 17% with so much loving heart energy, it'll blow your mind. So there is a cure for this. I didn't make this creation. I was made to serve and protect it, and I haven't been able to do hardly crap, because I had to keep having life after life after life after life after life, over 10.846 trillion lives, to get strong enough where I could take everything and fight it and stand up. When I got out of my last body, Gandhi, I was that strong. But I had to come back to write the books and yada yada yada, do everything for the physical dimension. So now we're waiting for me to get out of here. And I'm no better than a stick in mud. Everyone needs to understand we are equal now. We've always been equal. It's just the original first being. Everything they said was a lie. You'll find out in book 2. They will go up to everyone and tell them, we're retiring now. Very soon we're retiring. You know that. We're going to make you the new gods. And then they say that to everyone. Play everyone against each other just to make them fight each other to get bigger and stronger, so that they could eventually go in the universe, and instead of releasing 100 million of themselves, to release a billion, 10 billion, 100 billion of themselves, so there's more little beings to run around and go, praise God, disgusting. So right now, that's why no one cares. Your family and people you love that love you, yes, they care. Look at the beauty of that. That love, what is love? It's metaphysical. It's energy. It's created from the heart. People say there's no such thing as metaphysical. They're totally ignorant to what's going on. Ignorance is not a bad thing. It's something to overcome. It's something to handle and to deal with at your leisure and as you see fit. These bodies are going. Okay? Once I'm out of here, I'll tell you right now, once I'm out of here, within 10 years, let's say 10 to 20 years, everyone's going to be out of body. It's just going to happen, just boom. Half the time it takes to snap your fingers, everyone will be home. I'm just going to take all the bodies and decompress them into heavy particulate matter. So it's like all of a sudden, poof, you'll be yourself. And you'll be back on the other side, second dimension. Okay, well, in closing, before I finally shut down, I'm having problems now. Ellie and Alana, Rosh is in there. They're just, calm down, we need to work on you now. And when I get weak like this is when they start working on my body to kill it a little bit more. Get me closer to, to get the body closer to shutting down. The word kill, even with that K sound, it was made like that on purpose. Kill. It's aggressive. I guess when I do that, it can be aggressive. Most of the time, it's just soft and easy, whatever it needs to be. But when I do take these people home that are suffering, and it's just time and everything else, it's going to be, it's not semi, it's kind of euphoric. It's like euphoric 40%. It's nice. And the others, they're going to suffer. The abusers are going to pay. So anyway, that's why it seems like no one cares over there. It's because they don't. But at least now you understand why the good people over there, now you understand why the good people over there don't care. It's because their compassion is all crusted over. The frequency's like, oh, like they're stuck inside a gelatin or something, tar. Everything, I know what to do, I just got to get home. I've always known what to do. I will tell you something I have to admit to. As myself, I was prepared. I knew it might happen, but I never expected to have to destroy everything I destroyed while in body to the point where it'd be so hard for me to get out of this body. And those of you that know me, you know what I've gone through. People are like, how could you do that? And I said, well, told you, I'm not normal. I'm abnormal. And people, I don't matter. Just like Stone Mountain, you go up there, lean against it, have a picnic. Stone Mountain in Atlanta, Georgia. Just like a big thing that's there. It's time for the mountain to move. It's time for the mountain to wake up and start caring for everyone. It's going to be awesome. And those of us with compassion, creation's going to be made for us because we're the ones that deserve it. Now, those who are not compassionate but don't want to abuse anyone, they have their own creation to go into. They'll be fine. They'll be happy. Well, they'll be content. They don't have happiness because that's not one of their frequencies. And I'll be going into it. Most of the folks there, they're kind of tired of it. They see other things where people are happy and they say, you know, I'd like to have a little of that. All they have to do is ask. It's not a control thing. It's taking care of. There's control, but that's about getting rid of the abuser. All right, folks, that's enough of this. Most people won't make it 30 seconds through the video, but they're not the ones that need to access the information here. If you're still watching, you are. Folks, love you. I want so much more for all of you, and you're going to have it. I'm going to give it to you. Period. There's no promises, no nothing. It's just going to happen because I'm going to make it happen. I've just got to get the hell out of here. And don't ever think it's for me. The only way it's for me is because I'm finally doing my job, because you're happy, having a good life, and that makes me happy. Because I'm doing my job. That's all I want to do. I'm creation's janitor. I just want to sweep and mop the floors, empty the waste paper baskets, tidy up your desk, vacuum. That's all I want to do, is take care of everyone. Like I said, love you. Take care. Wonderful things are coming. And your new energy bodies, I'll do a video about it soon. Wait till you find out about those. When you're in them, you can actually make yourself solid. And then you release it again. You don't have a circulatory system and all this other stuff. You just solid beings moving around. And then you have to let loose after a certain amount of time. Take care, folks. Good things coming. I almost forgot, too. I wanted to tell you that on these consultations, when I go into you, 20% of what I put into you, energy, you keep forever. It changes who you are. Now, many of us that are metaphysically orientated do not have money. We do not have a lot of money and can't afford that stuff. It was made to happen like that. Do not think you get in the short end of the stick, because when you do get out of body, I'm going to take care of all of you. I'm cranking everyone up. Everyone that's, 17% or lower frequencies. If you're higher and you want to get cranked up, I'll change you, take out your lower frequencies, put in more clear neutral energy for the first dimension, turn it into heart frequencies, and then you'll get it then. You just won't have it in this lifetime, that's all. Anything else wouldn't be fair. Equality's coming. You have rights. You will have free will as long as you don't go bother the other people that are higher frequencies or lower frequencies than you are. That's the only limits. See you soon, folks. I'm always here. People are accessing me through the field all the time. I serve you, but don't tell me what to do. That doesn't do good. Take care.